Now then, it's a bit sharp out there this morning, so I thought I'd crack on with this before I went out and did some tree planting. I'm just waiting for the frost to disappear. The ground's not frozen, but you know, I don't want to be digging around in that, and there's no wind today and there's lots of sun, so in an hour or so it'll be quite pleasant. Anyway, we've got this smart battery charger. Now, I've always avoided these things like the plague. Just because anybody who uses one of these and hasn't used a normal charger doesn't know anything. They just let it do it and there's no learning involved. Yeah. Anyway, apparently there's a problem. Yeah. It was put on a generator battery overnight, and then in the morning it wasn't working. So we'll have to see. Let's just zoom down. It's a, where are we? Apparently Ring are quite a good make. Ring Smart Charge 8. Oh well, there you go. So what we'll do, we've got it attached to a battery, and we'll plug it in and switch it on. And does anything happen? Hold that and it shows 10. Or is that 100? That's 100. So there, can we see all right, or shall we zoom in a bit more? I think we'll zoom in a bit more. Okay. So press this one and it shows 100% because that's battery percentage. There's that little light there. Nothing happens there, nothing happens there. None of these are showing anything. The mains is connected, and that works that way anyway. Okay. Now, unlike a normal battery charger where you have it apart and all you've got really is a transformer and a rectifier, I don't know what's in these things. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? So let's find out where the screws are, and hopefully they're not those awful security screws. Right, let's crack on. It says here, Power Ring. Distributed by Ring Automotive Leeds. It's even got a phone number. Good Lord. Okay, so we've got these horrible, deeply recessed screws here. But that one seems like it's a posi, which is grand. That one feels like a posi. I'm wondering if the last one will be. That's a posi. We're doing all right. And this one looks like the mortar bees have been in there. Oh, that's one screw come out. Quite short screws. What's happening with this one? That one's in there real tight. So this one here doesn't want to play. Will that be the awful security screw? I'm trying to look down in there. There's a lot of muck in there, and it was partially filled up where a bee had probably been. There's another screw trying to nest in there. I'm not sure whether that's doing anything or not. It might be. I think it did. So it was not a security screw. So that's excellent news. We've got 3 screws out. Right. Now, I'm assuming there's another screw there. Good. I'm not sure about these black bits on the end. That's a short screw in the top there. Oh, very good. Well, that one came off all right. There we go. Oh, there's a little fan there. Okay. Right. So let's remove that. And pull the wires off. Pull the wires through so we can get rid of this. Right. So, what's holding all this lot together? There's a screw there. And one there. There we go. Now, last week I was very fortunate, at least I think I am. I picked up a G-Tech Mark 1 battery, not battery powered vacuum cleaner. Right, that covered that. So it'll be interesting to see. The battery was good. I couldn't believe it. It was in a skip. Somebody had died, and the relations obviously been round. And I haven't tested it yet fully, but basically it was in the skip, and I pulled it out, and the charger was still attached. The battery was there. The battery indicator was showing full, 4 bars, and you switched it on, and it made a noise. So we shall have to see, you know, is there something else? I know there's a belt in there, and it could be the belt's gone, and you know, people just can't be bothered, can they? Anyway, let's have a look here. We've got all sorts of complicated stuff, and there's a fuse. Right, let us just try and zoom into this a bit. It's a bit tricky. Well, before I take it apart, I do need to have it on video. Now, that's the output. So we have a plug there and a plug there, and that helps a bit. We've got all sorts of complicated things. So it's a switch mode power supply because there's all sorts of stuff, capacitors and chokes and what have you. There's a relay there. Yeah. There's some sort of transistory type things there and there. Let's try that fuse. Yeah. When I'm assessing chainsaw candidates, I always say, if they start getting in a sort of tiz about stuff, I said, look, just state the obvious. Ha! Would you believe that? Right, so that is the mains fuse. Now, what's caused the mains fuse to blow, I don't know. Right, but it's a start, isn't it? And it's one of those, oh, I don't know. Are these ends here? Let's just zoom down on this. So we've got a fuse there that is clearly blown. And those caps are part of it. So I could take the board out and just desolder those, or I could just snip them off there and then I can see what type of fuse that is. So let's just do that. Okay, there we go. It says there 3.15 amps. I can't see what it says there, even with 2 pairs of glasses. But we want something like a 2 amp fuse on there. Okay, I think you know what we're going to do now. We're going to go to Uncle Harold's stash of fuses and solder one in. So let's just go and dig into that. Okay, we'll have a look in here. All sorts of bits and pieces. Good old Uncle Harold. What's that one? That's a 2 amp at 250 volts. But I've only got one of those. And I've got 2 amp here, unopened, right? And these ones are a lot bigger. That's 25 amps. So I think we'll use one of these. good old Uncle Harold. Yeah, this is anybody familiar with my channel will realise I've got great respect for Uncle Harold, and from time to time, even though he's not with us anymore, he comes up with the goods. Right, I'm going to solder that in there. Yeah, you don't need to see that. We'll just get a couple of little tails and solder that there. Right, there we go. That looks alright, doesn't it? So that's that in place. I'm just going to pop this back together a little bit. Because I've got to connect the, where are we? Those ribbons into there. So I might as well put the board back in but leave the back off, and let's see what happens. I don't have a lot of faith in this because, why? Because there was obviously something why that fuse blew. Yeah, and with all that electronics there, it could be anything. There doesn't look like, I can't see, I can see one, where are we? There. I can see a diode there, but I can't see a bridge rectifier unless it's one of these here. And that's the input, and that's the output. And oh, there are a couple of capacitors. Let's just move forward a bit. Where are we? Down here. There are a couple of capacitors there that may be giving problems, and a relay by the looks of it. Anyway, and looks like there's some adjustment there as well. Let's give it a go. What's the worst thing that can happen? That fuse will blow again. Right, this needs to be out of the way. That's the old fuse. So okay. Which one goes? That one goes there. I don't like the feel of that. But it's not that way around, it's obviously that way around. There we go, that's it. Okay. So that is that. Actually, I want to be able to see what's going on, which is a bit tricky. Okay, let's leave it at that. Can we see? We can sort of see. Right, positive to positive, negative to negative. Okay. Switch it off, plug it in, switch it on, poof! Right, well, we didn't get that, which is a shame, but there's a burning smell. Okay, we've unplugged it, we've disconnected it. It's what I thought might happen. Has that fuse blown? the fuse has blown. Right, I'm going to solder a piece of wire across there. Yeah, and just see if we can make anything. Looks like that capacitor there has got hot. I wonder if it's just that capacitor. That capacitor is bulged at the end. Yeah. I wonder if it could be something as simple as that. It could quite well be, couldn't it? Because capacitors, when they get hot, they do pack up and become a dead short. That is domed, so it's definitely not happy. And again, it's all a bit tricky, but it is 100 microfarads. I'm sure we can find one for that. Yeah, once I've taken it out, I'll show you what it's like. But just to remind myself, the negative is at this end. So what else have we got? We've got a little socket there, which is for that fan. So we've lost that end now, which is great. Are we still recording? Yes, we are. Okay, there's one screw there. That was a shame we didn't. We were looking at the panel rather than the circuit board, and we lost the moment of explosion. There we go. It looks like it's a bit warm here. Can you see there's a definite shade of warmness there? Right, where's that capacitor? Wow, that's the output side. Ah. Anyway, where's this capacitor connected to? I think it's there and there. Okay, I think it's those two there. Alright, so let's have a look. Let's warm that up. And try and get rid of most of that solder. Okay. Bit fiddly this. I think I was in the right place there. Yeah, look. Kaputski. So let's just have a look at this capacitor. You can see the end is domed out, so it's obviously got hot. Rolling it round. What does it say there? Turn it the other way up. 400 volt, 100 microfarads. Yeah, and there you go. The end's burnt out. Right, I'll go and find another capacitor and we'll pop it in there, and the negative end was this end because that's the negative strip. 100 microfarads, 400 volts. I'm sure I've got one somewhere. Right, well, I found some. Not quite what we needed, but I think we can get away with it. So we'll solder that in there. Okay, that's good. And these are 35 microfarads at 400 volts. And here's the capacitor tester. Negative to negative, positive to positive. Make sure the capacitor is shorted out before you switch the machine on. There we go, 32 microfarads. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two of these in parallel. Negative this way. Bit tricky messing around with this. So I'm just going to solder that one across those legs there. Again, you don't need to see me do that because everything will have to be a bit of a weird angle, and the camera angles will be horrible. Probably. Well, let's just see how we get on, shall we? And don't complain if you can't see. That's all I'm saying. Okay. I don't want that one sticking out more than the other. Right, let's see how we get on. I mean, it probably doesn't need this extra one. It would probably do, but I'm just ticking all the bases, as it were. Can I get down in there? Can I? No. I can get down in there though. But I can't see what I'm doing. Did that solder on? No, it didn't. I couldn't get both of these leads down in the circuit board hole. That's that one done. Otherwise I would have done that, but it wouldn't go. Right, can we get in there without melting anything else? I think we can. Yeah, we're done. Okay. Right. What are we going to do now? We've got a redundant fuse. Do I really want to destroy another fuse? I've got some thin wire here. See if I can solder this on there. Good. Right, I think we're there. have we got continuity across that? I know it's dead rural. Good, but Uncle Harold saved those for years, and we've used one already and destroyed it, so I'm not really wanting to destroy any more. No, we'll plug the switch in. Okay, switch the soldering iron off for the moment. So that's the on-off switch, so we've plugged that in, and we need to plug in the display. Right, okay, I think we've got everything plugged in. That's the battery connection on. That's off. Alright, so then we've got the mains connection on. We're just trying to get a shot of the circuit board. Puff! That fuse just blew again. You may have got that on now. So there's more to it than meets the eye. Okay, and especially as there was some browning at this end, which is the DC output. I'm going to leave it at that. We tried, and I'm going to take those capacitors out again, and it's scrap, I think. But anybody got any ideas? Be very interested. There's obviously a dead short somewhere, and I'm thinking it will be in these semiconductors here. One there and two here. Yeah, but I'm not wanting to put any more time into it. So hopefully you enjoyed the process. There you go. You know, sometimes it just doesn't work out, or there's too much, haven't got enough time, too much fussiness to go digging into it. I've got loads of battery chargers all over the place. Real ones, not sort of Mickey Mouse ones. Somebody will object to that term of phrase, but you know, if you've got a transformer and a rectifier, normally you've got a problem with wires or the rectifier, unless somebody's done something really stupid. Which, if you think about what Frank Zappa said about hydrogen and stupidity, yeah, there you go. Okay, comments please, lots of discussion, and I will catch up with you very soon. Cheers for now.